I'm heartbroken. I really am. In shambles, 100%. I'm in shambles. I'm in shambles. I am 100% in shambles.
Hey, welcome back, welcome back. This is Daris D McKinney. I'm your host, and we are Individual Perspective Podcast. Individual Perspective Podcast. My name is Daris D McKinney. Again, how you guys doing? We're back. We're gonna try to finish this thing up. Um, well, I tell you, it's just interesting. Just very. Look, I hope you guys watched the previous episode. I went through the details of freedom of speech, okay? And I understand that everybody don't want to respect freedom of speech because it's not valuable to us or people that are anti-Daniel supporters and stuff like that. But excuse me, I'm always coming in here yarning. See, I'm so sorry. I apologize, y'all. Apologize. You know, gotta get a handle on my yarn. But I come in here when I'm kind of doing so much because my day starts like 4 in the morning. You know, by the time I, you know, I'm doing so much stuff like server building, app building, data entry, and that's what I do on the side when I'm kind of after I do my task of getting 6 movies through the post-production process, edited and presented and put it into the distribution server. And in addition to that, I'm trying to fit in my podcasting. In addition to that, I had to go out and do interactions and meetings and do all what I got to do to make that money. Okay, you know, my days are 18 hours strong at the least, but it's okay. I love it. I love productivity. I love being aggressive. I love my ability. I have a lot of ability. So, comes with the territory. A little exhaustion, okay? But anyway, guys, I'm just, we want to wrap this up. This shambles. I'm in shambles. Shambles. Really? All shambles. Come on. Anton Daniel's a strong bull of a beast man, okay? And this prima donna stuff is unbecoming. Very much it. I don't know what it is, but people play their hand the way they want to play it, but they lose their principles and character along the way. And once you lose it, you can't get it back. Okay? So I just want to, like I always say, my job is to give an individual perspective on this. To put some kind of context or presentation to what actually happened. You know what I mean? When people look back at all this stuff. So we're gonna go back to where we started off. I'm gonna go back to lead attorney. If you watch the previous episode, you'll see that I went at lead attorney pretty hardcore. But we're gonna get back to lead attorney and kind of get the side of Anton Daniels after the comments that Corey Holcomb made. So I'm not gonna repeat or play too much of what he said about the daughter, because you can see that in the previous episodes that I've done. So you go 2 episodes back, and then you'll see it. I think it's episode 4. I gotta go into the details of it. And then episode 5, we go into lead attorney, and then to this one is episode 6 to kind of conclude this. Hopefully, we're concluding this. I really want to. So, get back into the nitty gritty of it. Oh boy. Yeah, we gonna wake up a little bit. How you guys doing? Please hit that like button, subscribe. In addition, I want people that are watching, if you come across this, hit the link to the email, individualperspectivepodcast at gmail.com, individualperspectivepodcast@gmail.com. Leave your email so I can give you a link and you can be part of the panel. I want to start a panel, and I'm waiting till you guys, give me some kind of context for it, and we'll jump into it. Okay, so let's get to it.
What the fuck is that, nigga? This motherfucker cat. I'm the captain now. Look at it. Hey, look. Let me tell you something. Don't make no more daughters, dog. You got to make it where your shit come out with a boy, so he can make excuses for him. But you ain't got no kids out of wedlock because ain't no bitches fucking with you. He was on the internet bragging, I always got a bad bitch with me. No, you pay a bitch to be with you, nigga. You ain't no nigga who got bitches. You buy bitches like the little bitch you had with you, goddammit, who motherfucking made that story sound like she wanted to sound. I got to town Tuesday. Did you get to town Tuesday?
Yeah, and he don't know what's going on, but I think I gotta go find that clip with Mika, because I think it's time to bring it back up, because it's a hell of a kind of situation that she put in there, which she shouldn't have to deal with any repercussions of her doing that. Oh, I can't even remember what that was. Let me look it up just by straight. Got the link to it, so. Good. Let's see. Good video.
What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about T. Henley, because you see,
Nope, that's not it. Instead of opening up a new window, it started that video over again. Okay. Let's find it. Mika.
Wix
This
gives you the
definitely
power of AI to build.
fucking. Was that Mika? I think that was Mika. Whoever it was her. Yeah. This was Mika right here. So. Okay. Sorry about that. See? So much stuff. Okay. This is what he's talking about.
Now, of course, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we start the show, I want to go ahead and address the whole Corey Holcomb situation. All right. The whole Corey Holcomb incident. Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was excited. All right. I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Last Tuesday, I got on the plane to go from DC to LA. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay, cool.
Off camera. I don't know I don't know, is her lips in the way or whatever, but it's off camera. Look, obviously she's saying that she immediately took a flight out to California from Washington, D.C. And as soon as she gets there, and by the time she gets to from the airport, and that they got to get to the actual Corey Holcomb studio is about 8 something. You know what I mean? They get there, she gets in, finds out that nobody knows about her to be able to get on the show. You know what I mean? So she can't even get on the show. So she's not going to bitch and moan about it. She like, hey, okay, that's whatever. You know what I mean? And then she was told that she could sit on the set just so she ain't got to like wait in the lobby or stand with probably the production crew as they're doing the filming of this interview and everything like that. But she has to be off camera. So obviously the table that Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels was at is a panel table where you can see a bunch of people talk, do a podcast or something, but she was on the side to be off camera. So, in the midst of all that, she was off the camera. She's watching everything that happened. And that leads you up to where she's talking about now. So, you know, Anton, I'm pretty sure he's taking good care of her and making sure that she get good exposure. And yeah, I guess he's her manager in a way, because he said that she signed to him. So, I'm pretty sure he's doing pretty good to make sure she's economically well, and in addition to all the other stuff. Now, obviously, it's a game that Anton Daniels played, and she was kind of along with it, where she's like this mythological single girl, but really she's not. She's married, but we don't want to talk about that because you don't want to take away the people that's in the chat and the people that's watching that's longing to have her and see if she's available and see if they can marry her or something like that. And that's an economic, financial, profitable situation, I guess. But the situation has come to a head so much because, like, Corey Holcomb comes in the studio and he's getting bombarded by this, like, putting this girl on the show, but he don't put no girl on the show. You know what I mean? And not unless you guys, like, he got a purpose for you doing it, or been on the show or something. But all of a sudden, some girl that he don't care about, she don't got no clout, he don't gain no value by putting her on the show. All he's doing is kind of enriching her and giving her, like, clout, you know? So he's kind of wondering why she gonna be on the show? But that was for Anton to set up in the previous conversations that they had on the phone prior to coming on the show, technically 2 weeks ago. If he talked to Corey Holcomb on the phone 2 weeks prior to going on the show, then that was the time to try to get her into the situation, but he never mentioned her. She never was the context of the story, and that's what she's finding out at that time, and she's reacting to it to say, hey, I was set up to just come there. I didn't know nobody knew who I was. They didn't even know if I was supposed to be in the show or nothing like that. So she's almost like throwing Anton Daniels under the bus, and he might say, oh, I'm a bag chaser and I understand the game, and she could throw me under the bus. But this is a disloyalty to a person that's calling her a bitch and calling her out her name and all the other stuff. But it tells a story of, like, probably she's pretty fed up with all the runaround and her, like, how her she's been used for her looks and all other stuff, which I'm pretty sure he made it financially feasible and valuable for her to do it. So she just got to take it that sometimes you got to mingle with however hand that Anton's got to play. So that brings you up to the date.
And that's what I said for the entire duration of the show.
Off
Now,
camera.
The show starts. And as you know, what happened, because it went viral. All right. So if you guys
It's
want to
still
see
going viral.
all of that, you can go watch it. It's everywhere. All right. But with all that being said, as that's going on, when it becomes abundantly clear that it's time to go, myself and security go ahead and start to leave. When I get to the door, as I'm going out, I hear Corey Holcomb say, yeah, leave with your security and your bitch. And I'm not going to lie. I was shocked.
And that's what I don't understand. And I said this in my previous episodes of this, so I don't know why I'm repeating myself, but I'm just baffled by her. I was shocked. Why? If you're with your husband coming into Corey Holcomb's situation and he's interviewing your husband and you're just there, he's going to have the utmost respect for you because you're somebody's wife and you actually are tied to a man and you're linked to a man and you're a matriarch of that man's situation, and he knows he's got to conduct himself in a very professional manner and respectful manner. But to find out that you're not married to Anton, because obviously Corey Holcomb knows who his wife is. He had respect for his wife before Anton went on a tour to kind of explain what happened to the situation and kind of badmouth Corey all over different internets and stuff. And he had to just take it for a whole week. You get what I'm saying? That's what happened. I'm not explaining. I'm not giving excuses for Corey Holcomb, but I understand that for him, he's doing his Vegas show and all that stuff, and he's seeing all this stuff go viral and people doing reaction videos and everything about what he did. And now, okay, I'll say my piece. Like, you want to go, because Anton, he actually said himself is, oh, you tell me that I'm kissing a white man's ass. You can't tell me how to respond to being assaulted. And I agree with that. And that's why you can't tell Corey how to respond for how you're insulting him all over the internet and different podcasts and all the other stuff. That's how he came in. He said, okay, let me paint a picture of how this really looks. You get what I'm saying? And it so happened to be that he brought in his wife and his daughter, but at the same time it's so messy and it's so nasty, but it's no whole bars until somebody says uncle. Okay, so she's kind of saying, I was shocked. No, you look like his side bitch. On the internet, you look like his side. On After Hour, you look like his side bitch. And you're not his side bitch, but you give off a persona of it, and it's like this joke on the viewers that you're like this mythological side bitch, but you're not really the side bitch, but you want to give off the persona that you're the side bitch as a joke or as some kind of marketing scheme or something like that. So you can't be shocked if people treat you like a side bitch, if that's the premise, if that's the persona that you guys have agreed that works for the platform. So what he's shocked about, that even if Corey is not watching the platform so detailedly, for some reason, he was able to kind of pick up that side bitch persona.
Because it's very unfortunate that I would be called the B word. Because I had such a positive.
So funny. Anton is aggressive, and he's a very overbearing personality. And he calls bitches and hoes and stuff. We call women bitches and hoes as an endearment terminology to women. So it's not like she'll hear like Anton say, these bitches be crazy, or we love the bitches, or we love the hoes, or something like that. I don't understand why she's shocked that like this very black and white, like testosterone, Neanderthal kind of women are for this, men are for this type of personality of Corey Holcomb, she's shocked by. It's pretty interesting.
Outlook and a positive take on 5150 and Corey Holcomb. Last year here in DC, I literally went to a Corey Holcomb show.
So she's got to be supportive of some very red pill, black and white, testosterone, manosphere type of personas, because Corey Holcomb is pretty out cold with it. You get what I'm saying?
So when I found out I was going on 5150, I was like, oh, this is exciting because I just went to see a show. And now I'm having this experience. So it was very unfortunate. Not only that, I hear explain the bitch and this bitch on my show.
Okay. And I guess I got to remind you guys. I don't even know if I got it. Do I got it up still? No. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it up. But I don't need to play it. You guys can watch the previous episode. But Corey Holcomb was saying, I told you, when you bring a bitch into this, explain the bitch, and something like that he said. But she kind of told you what he said. Yeah, you like, he told him like if you're gonna bring a woman on her in here, stand by her. Like, who is she? What's the purpose of her? Why is she there? What are you trying to do with her? What's the purpose here? You know, to have this little thing like we can't even have a conversation about that. You don't want to tell me what's up here. You know, explain that. Told you don't bring no girls on the show. That's clout. So he must have some really brutal conversation with him.
Explain the bitch and this bitch on my show.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is.
Right.
Alluding to the fact that I'm just here and it's somebody's side chick.
Alluding to the fact that I'm just here and that I'm just somebody's side chick. She's saying, by him asking the question of who's the bitch, explain the bitch, and why you want this bitch on my show. She's saying, okay, why he don't know who I am? Why wasn't this prepped before today? And you told me this 2 weeks ago that I was going to be on the show. And why is he asking, like, why he's don't know nothing about me? Why he don't have a rundown about me? You get what I'm saying? So it must be that you got me here as eye candy and as like a side piece, or not even a side piece, but the perspective of these is the kind of women I hang with and I surround myself with. You get what I'm saying? That's what Mika is saying about Anton. You can't even put it back in the tube. You can't put this toothpaste back in the tube. She's saying that's how she felt. That's what she heard. That's what she believed. This is after the car ride. This after they left the Corey Holcomb studio and they got in the car. They went to dinner. They did whatever they did, and they talked to each other about the situation. Whatever happened, you got that. That was the Tuesday before this Monday. This is, she said, starting her show, this is Martin Luther King's birthday. So it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. So by the time she says this, they went back and forth, and they, whatever conversation that they had amongst themselves, she felt Anton disrespected her. and that's the conclusion she came up to, and all her theories of how she was perceived and what was in Corey's mind and why Corey reacted the way that he reacted. She's telling you this 5 to 6 days later after all her discussions with Anton and everything like that. So when she's communicating what she's communicating in this video, it is the most honest and truest communication of what's going on in the behind the scenes that you guys need to understand. And for her, she perceived that when she summarized everything, it was that he brought her there as some perception of his side bitch. She say side chick, but she's gonna say side bitch anyway. Okay, same.
And I'm nobody's side chick.
Okay, she's nobody's side chick. I don't know why I'm saying side bitch. Side chick. She's nobody's side chick. But she even wanted to say that on this terms of this actual video. And even when she's looking off camera right there, that's a definite statement that she knew that she was breaking ground, and she was actually saying something that was very prominent to the structure of what they doing. I don't know if she's looking at her husband. I don't know if she's kind of thinking to herself of her actually being honest and finally saying, hey, y'all, I'm nobody's side chick, and let's stop that right now. So forever, let's not even talk about me as a side chick anymore. That's the presentation she gave. This is important to talk about this because the persona of our social media influencers and our podcasters and our celebrities and our politicians and our high elites, they give off a persona that we give them high prominence for. But sometimes what's been really communicated and what's been really done in the personality and the actual psychosis of the people, and it's a winning personality, but at the same time you see the rawness of it, the dogmaticness of it, and that's what you're getting a peek into that right now. That, you know, all the glitter and glam and all the glitz and glory and all that stuff, sometimes it comes to a head. Sometimes it's not as good to kind of have a persona going that's most likely not what you would have had in mind in the broad spectrum of the outcome. So for her to come on here and say all this stuff, she's kind of throwing Anton under the bus and actually giving some self-dignity and self-preservation for herself. But really, you sure you want to do that?
It was very unfortunate and very hurtful. That I can tell you. That was my feeling from the experience.
She was hurt by
But
Anton.
with all that being said, I can say this. I still don't have anything negative to put out about Corey Holcomb or the 5150 show.
And for her not to have nothing negative to put out by Corey Holcomb in the 5150 show, after he called her a bitch, after he kind of disrespected her and everything like that, and made it look like she was just like some accessory and stuff like that, she's saying, I was very hurt. Why were you very hurt? Especially if the next sentence you're kind of giving respect to Corey Holcomb and 5150, then that psychology means that Anton put you in a position to look like a side bitch, and he didn't set you up and make sure that you were professionally set up to be on that show, and that's what you were very hurt about. And you're not saying that, but you want to be able to communicate it in whatever way you want to communicate it, but be able to say it out of self-dignity about yourself. But anyway, besides that, I got respect for this guy that just called me a side bitch and explain the bitch and why you want this bitch on my show. You get what I'm saying? All that. I don't have no problem with Corey Holcomb. I wish nothing but the best for Corey Holcomb and the 5150 show. And that's pretty hardcore. It's pretty hardcore. That says a lot.
I went for a positive experience. I had a positive outlook on what could have been. but it didn't happen.
Yeah, because
And
Anton
again, it's
lied.
unfortunate
He slipped.
that all that transpired afterwards. And I was caught in the crossfire between two grown people.
I was caught in the crossfire between two grown people, so she gives as much fault to Anton that she gives to Corey Holcomb, and it evens it out in her eyes. Y'all both wrong. You know what I mean? So if she says two grown people, Anton Daniels, yeah, that's your partner. That's a person that's supposed to be like your manager. You want to call him a two people? Like, she's pretty pissed at Anton. That's what it says.
That were arguing back and forth with each other. So my outlook is this. I don't have any negative views on Corey.
That couldn't have. Look, I want you guys to understand. It's all the rules if Anton don't take offense to this little expose that she's given in forgiveness to Corey Holcomb and stuff, you know. It's just crazy. But I think it's all a show. It's all entertainment. It's all content for the audience. So that's why I'm giving an honest perspective of the supposed real scenario, real situation that's going on with this.
And like I said, it's unfortunate. But I forgive Corey. I truly do.
That's wild.
But that was my experience. And I wish nothing but the best for Corey and the 5150 show. I just wanted to come on and really say my piece because I really hadn't said anything. Because everybody else was talking. So I wanted you guys to hear it from me.
Because now I'm thinking that everybody else was talking was Anton going on the tour, saying his perspective and how he felt about the situation. I didn't watch all the interviews that Anton did after the show. I only kind of watched his stuff and Corey Holcomb stuff. But obviously all the stuff that he was doing, it was irritating to Mika, so she had to come out and do her own presentation on it. And she kind of feels like Anton was in the wrong, but I don't think Corey Holcomb, I'm gonna go back to his stuff, was too respectful even afterwards.
So that was my experience. That's all that really happened because it was a small time frame. So any other narrative is not what it was. This is exactly what happened.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to Mr.
You gotta make it where your shit come out with a boy, so he can make excuses for him. But you ain't got no kids out of wedlock because ain't no bitches fucking with you. He was on the internet bragging, I always got a bad bitch with me. No, you pay a bitch to be with you, nigga. You ain't no nigga who got bitches. You buy bitches like the little bitch you had with you, goddammit, who motherfucking made that story sound like she wanted to sound. I got to town Tuesday. Did you get to town Tuesday? Or was you in Vegas with him? I don't know.
And that's what they call dirty macking. Yeah, that's what they call it. When you're hating on a guy and you trying to, like, you know, diss him to a girl so you can get the girl or make him look bad, some crazy stuff like that. Whatever the situation is, you know, it's not to be brought up where it's even part of the substantial information in the topic But to bring that, oh, was you here on Tuesday, or did you come in, or did you come in before, or did you meet up with him before, or did you actually just come in on Tuesday? You got to take it for her word. She came in on Tuesday. She flew in from Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, and that was the situation. To make it any other thing, it's a personal hatred and almost jealousy type of approach that Corey's having towards the girl and Anton.
Did you get to town Tuesday, really? So you let that man lie to you, bring you up here, talking about you holding the show, and you ain't mad at that nigga?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I seen you on that show.
That's why she did the show. That's why she did her opinion, because she is pissed about it.
When he said something about dick sucking to the other dude, you know what kind of nigga that is. Little sister, let me tell you something. If you trying to get on, come get it on your back like the women who really moving up in the world. You can get on the show, but there's other things that got to be got on. That's all I'm saying. This is show business. You got to do what you got to do. You doing it, it's just you doing with a lane. That motherfucker spent you, told you, yeah, I'm gonna put you on the show. That nigga ain't got no power up here. He ain't got nothing to do. The only power he had was to run his mouth. That's all he did. Run his mouth. When a man challenged him, he bagged down. So if you want to be on the show, because I heard you say, I went to Corey Holcomb's show out in D.C. and he was funny and all that shit. Shouty, you can earn it fucking with me. You ain't gonna make no baby that look like that. You a little short girl, though. You gonna give me a little swole little runt, nigga. But I hit bitches like that. Dude hit bitches like that because he flat out bought her. I'ma indirectly buy you. Everybody who I buy hate me later because they be like, he ain't really give me shit.
Now he knows he ain't got a chance with Mika. Mika got her own thing going, so this is just ridiculous conversation. But what he's doing, he's making a comedic point. That's all this is comedy. And he's kind of doing like a roast and a bagging of Anton and everything like that. And his point of it is that, like, you gotta, in order to get that girl, you gotta spend the money. You can't have her around. You can't be flying her out to even just to come on the show and stuff unless you pay her good money and make it worth her while and to come and interact with you. She can just come in for nothing. You got to take care of her. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, and it's like that's the problem with people kind of having this conversation about, I don't spend money on no bitch. I don't simp for no woman and stuff like that. But the women I know that's loyal to me, that's respectful to me, or that I do business with. Yeah, but what is the threshold on that? When does that stop? When do you kind of? Obviously, you're gonna spend money, especially being a highly successful person like Anton Daniels is. You can't have no Mika around you and flying her in. And she don't got no what they call a pretty much a purse for your trip and stuff. So if I come out here and I'm in LA and I want to go shopping, do I gotta pay for my own stuff? You bringing me out here, you put me in a scenario where I gotta come out here and go in here. So you gotta make sure that I can eat, make sure I could. Whatever's got a situation got to happen with transportation or anything, you got to make sure that that's taken care of, because I ain't asked to be out here. This ain't what I'm doing. This is something that you superimposing on me. You get what I'm saying? So he's got to cash out. He's got to cash out big money on her. You know, just to mess around with her because she carries herself very high esteem and the high stature and stuff. So you paying some dough on her. So you are paying money for the women that you're messing around with and you're interacting with, even if they are girls that you part of your camp and all the other stuff. You're playing the game in another way, but it's still what you be accusing the guys of simping about. You know what I mean? It's a way to grandiose yourself to your flock, your female flock. You get what I'm saying? So you can't stay principle in black and white that you don't simp. You do simp. You know what I mean? Maybe you simp for a collective of women that you decided to simp for, but you do simp. So stop accusing guys of simping for maybe one lady or something like that they're trying to court. In the big scheme of things, if you got a lot of money, you can simp on a bunch of women. You get what I'm saying? So even though it's just, I'm just saying, you get caught up in this contradictory, like, hypocritical persona that you don't even know that's very hypocrite as you communicate as if you're not indulging or interacting with women or people in that same fashion. It just, this thing I told you guys, and I told you guys on the first couple episodes of going through all this, one of the reasons why I'm covering Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb beef situation is it tells you everything. It's a presentation in here, it's a conversation in here, it's perspective analysis in here, in different scenarios and different situations that's going on with them that gives a broad spectrum to pretty much everything that you'll ever encounter in life. Business, relationships, understanding the errors that you may have in judgment of how to conduct yourself around people, and being a leader or being a driver and a person that superimposes their will onto everyone to get the outcome that you're looking for. It's all in this stuff. It's all in this stuff. The system, staying out the system, fighting against the system, corresponding with the system, it's a lot of that stuff. It's all in it, okay? So that's why I'm trying my best to kind of really let you guys see this. Even if Corey Holcomb has been vile, the points that he's bringing up are earth-shattering, accurate to black and white. Okay?
Line talking about you came out here to do the show. You came out here to kick it with that big old ham sandwich because you know that motherfucker gonna trick off real good with you.
Yeah. But she came to be on the show, but I'm pretty sure she kind of comes out to hang with him a lot and stuff like that, because he always talks about, I'm talking about Anton Daniels, he actually, you know, even if he brings her out to do business meetings and all that stuff, he always kind of exposes on his platform that she goes to the game with him and they just hang and just chill and just hang out and stuff, you know. So he put that out there, not Corey. He put it out there.
The show, you probably was disappointed because you ain't get on the show. That's because I didn't know you and you was with dude. You see where the show at? Meet me outside one day and say, Corey, I'm trying to earn something. We good. We good. You got the clip with his wife? Play the clip with that mark ass nigga wife. By the way, if I get under your skin, you know where I'm at, homie. You know where I'm at. The clip with his wife. This is the funniest shit.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Times it can be hard and sad and difficult because
I'm gonna play this, but like I come into Anton Daniels' life or his podcasting where I don't know nothing about this stuff. I don't know what he was arrogant to do in his introduction to the social media and the platform and vlogging and podcasting world. I don't know what kind of ignorant shit that he did. But he called himself scrubbing all his foundation, his baseline mindset and mentality. He decided to scrub it. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy. So if people like Corey Holcomb don't bring it up, I wouldn't know about it. I'm able to use it as fair use because somebody else is doing a commentary about videos that he put out himself. Who is Anton Daniels? I'm thinking that this is him. I'm sure he ain't gonna let somebody just go do the random interviews with his wife. So he was doing some commentary about how big and bad and how aggressive he is about the business and his mindset about get money and outcomes and all that stuff. So he kind of maybe did an interview of his wife. And I'm not saying he did that. I'm just alleging that. But for some reason, he greenlighted her to do an interview. And who is Anton Daniels? And she starts to talk about some wild stuff here. But before I play this, I also want to play, it was and I want to make this point because it's a very good point to the audience and to how people need to understand, if you want to be a winner, if you want to be a person of action like Anton Daniels, then you need to understand the baseline actions he took to be where he's at. You get what I'm saying? Now, yeah, I always tell people, one of the things I don't like about celebrities and big powerful people and all that stuff like that the people look up to is they won't give them the cheat code. They kind of dress it up and summarize it in a way that's favorable for them, their persona they have right now. But in the truth, if they was to come out and tell you straight about how to get from A to B, you'll find out that it was nasty. It was brutal how they got to where they got to. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. I'm trying to look for this something very important. I should have did a clip of that. So give me 1 second. Let me look this up. It's important. It's important. Somebody had did it. I don't know if they pulled it down, but I used to see it right in the feed. You know, I was like pulling teeth to get to it. It was like a video of him, of his younger self, giving commentary about the game. You know what I mean? About making it and being like successful and all that stuff like that. You know? But give me 1 second. I don't really want to listen to
widespread power outages across the area with more winter.
But I tell you, something else. Okay, I'm trying to get controversial stuff, and maybe it'll pop up. But it was very interesting because I never seen the video, and I knew that it was like stuff that's from his past, and it's not his past. It's pretty much the foundation of how he got to where he's at. And I wanted to kind of play it, and it would have been the first time I kind of watched it because I told myself I wasn't gonna watch it until I came online and talked to you guys about it. But it looks like they pulled it. Looked like the guy that was doing commentary about it, he pulled it. You know what I mean? That's odd. Okay. Let me see if I can. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to see if I saved it. why I did that. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to see all of these.
What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no.
What's
going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun.
Sorry. My. Popping up audio clips. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I miss most about playing? Yelling, "Hey!"
Yeah, there's a little Keisha. She kind of went through a whole thing of anti-Daniel and the stuff that he says and the crazy. She's pretty much hating on him. You know what I mean? I don't care about that so much. Maybe I'll give a.
I got your pizza.
O'Shea. Okay, I'm gonna look at this for a second just to see if I got the clips that I'm talking about. And I think O'Shea is even sharing the lady's stuff. I don't understand that. Okay, let me do one more link. Now, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, like once.
And this is, yeah, I do have to come back to this because this is the incident with Corey Holcomb and the lady that Anton Daniels is, you know, they said that Anton Daniels got his hand in trying to bring it back up and exposing Corey Holcomb and stuff, but we'll get to that. Wow. That guy must have pulled that down, man. It was a good clip. I can't see it. I don't see it. So, we're going to go back to the Corey Holcomb conversation. That's so interesting. Very interesting. Telling you, man. If you don't jump on some of this stuff when you see it pop up, people will pull it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll come across it. Okay, let me go back to Corey Holcomb's situation.
Have you seen it?
I watched it.
What
thing,
Ryan had
really?
to say.
I
And be
liked it.
honest, because I'm not stupid enough to turn on somebody based off gossip.
No,
like them AI videos that was out about what happened. I can't believe we couldn't start the show showing the video. Yeah, your husband a straight mark ass nigga. I said it. By the way, if I get under your skin, you know where I'm at, homie. You know where I'm at. The clip with his wife. This is the funniest shit.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Times it can be hard and sad and difficult because Anton has a lot of different personalities, and so you have to be a certain type of woman to deal with. Anton is very emotional. He doesn't communicate effectively. I don't think that he has killed anybody before. I think he's capable of it. I've seen him angry before. He's just like a total.
Like, who asked her about him killing somebody? I don't think he actually killed somebody. But what? What is she talking about?
Outside one day and say, Corey, I'm trying to earn something. We good. We good. Play the clip with that mark ass nigga white. By the way, if I get under your skin, you know where I'm at, homie. You know where I'm at. The clip with his wife. This is the funniest shit.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Times it can be hard and sad and difficult because Anton has a lot of different personalities, and so you have to be a certain type of woman to deal with. Anton is very emotional. He doesn't communicate effectively. I don't think that he has killed anybody before. I think he's capable of it. I've seen him angry before. He's just like a totally different person when he's angry. He blacks out.
He's a totally different person when he's angry. He blinks out and stuff. Like, wow, that's a hell of a thing. And it's so cut up because I don't know what the original clip is and the original interview is. And I don't know if that's got pulled or whatever, but I got to use the sources of these guys that kind of plays it. But even just the base of what she was saying in it is crazy but that's a winner's personality. I'm pretty sure Anton Daniel is extremely driven and focused and relentless, okay, to what he's trying to get accomplished, what his goals are and everything. And guys, if everybody want to judge Anton and everything like that, look at his outcome, his results, and look at yours. Don't criticize him because you got some moral compass or some moral perspective that how he should conduct himself with his wife and his family and people. It makes him a winner to the path that he chose and the way that he conducts himself. And that's my point. That's the only reason why I want to bring up these clips is a good guide to show you how he was a tyrant about what he wanted, where he wanted to go, what outcome he wanted. He was a tyrant about it in his household and doing whatever he's doing. And it made him the successful, strong, powerful person he is today. So if you want to take some advice, you got to make sure that you focus on what you need to do to make yourself successful and whatever your goals are. And you need to be a tyrant about it. Because I'm pretty sure that's how LeBron James is, Jay-Z, Obama, all these people, Oprah, all of them, they were a tyrant about their end results, the outcome that they wanted. So you can learn a lot from that.
All right. Now, she look like she'll be like, fuck it, I'll be with this little fat nigga. Baby, you ain't got to be worried about that nigga temper tantrums and all that shit like that. Come fuck with a real nigga. If y'all in Detroit, it's real niggas in Detroit. God damn it. They could come pick you up at his house. He ain't gonna do shit. You with a morgue.
This is all comedy. And it's crazy and it's disrespectful and it's raunchy. But it's comedy. It's funny shit.
Ass nigga who's stressing you out. Cause you saw it. I know you saw it, ma'am. When I said to your husband, I'm gonna do it in slow motion a little bit. Say I suck dick again. That nigga let your whole family down and bitched out. Y'all done. You will never live that moment down where he got punked in front of the nation. You think you supposed to fix it because you married to him. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I can't put you out front with my top 5 bitches, but I'll find you a slot just because you his wife.
This is comedy, y'all. It's rough, but it's comedy. You know what I mean? Not stuff that he think is gonna happen for real. You know, it's just it's wild stuff. It's just his personality and his comedy.
Come fuck with a real nigga. You know you can't stay with that nigga. His best years are over. What if you'd have had a boy? God damn, you'd have had a little slouchy little boy. You had a daughter, at least somebody would smash you. This motherfucker, them nights when them other bitches ain't answering the phone, they gonna call your daughter. Meanwhile, you could be over here with me, goddammit. I got.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. I think somebody mentioned that. He said that. I didn't even, I missed it, but most of the time because I didn't even watch. I didn't even watch this yet, but it's pretty funny. Look, he's a comedian and he said some crazy shit, but it's funny.
That bitch with some colder wigs than that you had on. Boy, that wig you got on, that's a starter kit wig. I got some bitches who do hair so good. Boy, I'll make that bitch an 8. I'll make that bitch an 8, nigga. That bitch, what? Let me tell you something. I can make people think she look good. But yeah, your husband a straight mark ass nigga. I sat in his lap. The nigga wouldn't even swing. I said, say it again. The nigga wouldn't swing. You can't fix that, baby. He can't be hiring people when he get in town, whatever town he go to, having strangers watching his back. That's the best way to get robbed. The man said, I got more money than Corey. Well, you just marked yourself, nigga. And whoever is his security, you know they don't fuck with him for real. Big shout out to dude who was hired to watch his back when he got to town. I sincerely mean this. You was a professional. You didn't come over here and act like you was trying to break up the fight and escalate nothing. To the dude who was here with him who had to get stuck taking that cake-ass nigga home. Hey, man, I know that money is hard, man. You got to get that paper. But you did a good job, man. You did a good. I'm glad you didn't try to interrupt with it. But back on this nigga and his family. The pain lives on, Ton. Futon. The pain lives on. I'm seeing what you was working with before you had money. It makes sense. Now I'm seeing who you paying to be around you. The bitch really was dissing you in that tape.
Yeah, she was. Definitely was.
She didn't stand on nothing with you on that tape.
Yeah.
Because she knows she embarrassed to be with you.
I don't know if she embarrassed to be with you, but she definitely didn't stand on. She dissed you like hell in that video. He's right about that. He's right about it. I'm pretty sure she regrets it now, but it's out there.
I mean, Mika, right? Hey, Mika. Go on, hook up with Anton's wife and let me show y'all what Christianity is really about. The work of the Lord is here for you. Hey, Futon, don't nobody want you, man. You a fat, goofy motherfucker who act like you about something. You ain't about nothing. You crashed out all week, and everything you said, you motherfucker shot yourself in the foot. And if I said something to shoot myself in the foot since I started doing this show tonight, guess what? You ain't say what you need to say when you was in my face. Remember that. What you needed to say, you folded. But thank you for folding. Now, what else we got to talk about, goddamn? Cake ass nigga. Sitting up here with an ugly bitch at home and a bald bitch out here in the street that won't even stand on shit with him. Show goof ass out of here.
What?
Man.
All I know is that I got so many phone calls from people saying, ooh, did Craig really pull up? I was like, what? Yeah, oof. I was like, oh, shut up. Like all these girls call me like, oh my God, did Craig really pull up? Like, I was like, you know what?
Man, you might have got some pussy for that.
Oh, you probably
you look like you was tough to the motherfucker.
Oh, man. Hey, man. I ain't no crash out type nigga, man, but you know what I'm saying?
Have I missed the battle?
That's what he did.
Yeah, man.
On that movie, what was that? Gladiator? What happened? Have I missed the battle?
Hey, he a clever dude, though. He was... I ain't gonna say it, man. He's a retarded motherfucker, man.
Hey, man, look, man. I'm right here, dog. I done put your family on blast, nigga. Your wife don't even fuck with you. Your bitch don't fuck with you. Ain't none of them stand on shit with you, homie.
He not a fighter, though. He a poisoner. That's the type of nigga to put cyanide in your oatmeal.
Well, he said he was a fighter. He said he'd beat my ass.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I just gave you another reason to beat my ass. I put your ugly ass wife on blast.
Jesus.
That nigga gonna put some anthrax in the mail. That's how he gonna try you.
That's that bitch off Django. What you want over there?
That nigga gonna hire a hitman and then fuck the hitman. Like, hold on, I'm not a get hitman. I'm a hitman. You gonna hire a get hitman.
He want to get hit.
Yeah, that's the next shirt. Darlene, get out the way.
Yeah, hey, Darlene, get out the way.
But politics is a whole different thing, man.
What is politics, though? I don't know.
Man, you know, politics, that's what they do. They bait each other. If you watch, like, some of the presidential shit, them motherfuckers be saying foul. I'm talking
I'm like Will Ferrell in that movie. I'm going to fuck his wife.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, they'll say all that stuff in the box, but they still don't take care of the root of the problem.
Right,
You know
But
what I'm
wait,
saying?
did somebody say it in a real debate they'll fuck his wife?
No, but niggas have said some foul shit.
Like what?
I can't think of nothing. I got to do research. But no, I'm saying Trump was saying shit that's never been said in there.
Don't go head up with Jasmine Crockett.
Oh,
Okay, they on the politics and stuff. Okay, look. So that gives you pretty much the context of what wild shit that he was saying about Anton. So this will be the show right after that. Okay. You know, so let's start.
Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Got a lot to address. What's going on, friends and family? Yeah, it is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, year of our Lord. What's going on to the Chasers? What's happening? What's going on? I see y'all. Familiar faces. Familiar faces. What's happening? What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Well, let me read some of the cash apps to make sure that we all on the same page, because I want to always make sure that I acknowledge the people that support the platform the most, and then we're going to get right to it. We're going to get right to it. All right? First of all, I want to say shout out to Mike, that dude. I appreciate you. Shout out to Spencer Campbell. We're in the building. We're in the building. So I'm going to start this off going ahead and addressing what it is that a lot of y'all came to see. And then for the rest of us, we're going to go ahead and kick it for the Millionaire Morning Show, and we're going to do our normal everyday thing. All right, let me read some of these super chats, and then we'll get it popping. Top Flight says, moaning, AD, I sent you an email. You need to check it out. Stay dangerous. What up to Top Flight 3? I appreciate you. Eric Harris says, AD, I did come here for the drama. However you decide to handle your business, I support it. Children are off limits. Okay, well, I guess we can go ahead and get to it. I knew you wanted to know. So there are some people that are watching this right now that I remember used to being here all the time, and there was heavy supporters. And now I see that some of them are a little bit different. Like, for example, Vatos Bulldog says, stop the cap like you didn't wake up ready to respond. I'm going to speak to that. Vatos Bulldogs used to be a very, very heavy supporter of the show. But what I've realized is people will switch and change depending on how messy that they want you to be. So I'm going to address this like this, because the thing that I tell people all the time is you never, ever, 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 yeah, facts, fair weather friends. We know what it is. We know what it is. We've even revived some people's platforms.
Yeah, see, he's gonna go all over the place with this stuff and everything. Vato Bulldog, you gotta understand, we have 40 years of incorrect way of men conducting themselves, mindset, posture, what it is to actually have a personality of men. A lot of the metrosexual tricky stuff and the backhanded stuff, the playing coy and stuff like that, that's all new age stuff. That's all post 1970 ways of how men conduct themselves. 2,000 to 3,000 year men don't fuck around like that. We don't. It's not innately in us to be manipulating and slithering and slick and I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing. But I'm gonna do it like this. It's just not really how we conduct ourselves. It works. I'm telling you, even in my recent years, I come to find that you gotta be a very dogmatic, manipulating, chess player in this life that we call that we live, this life that we all live. A handshake is irrelevant now. You can't respect people on a handshake anymore. That's not even part of the vernacular or even human interaction between men. It is not to be trusted. It is not that way. And you're only going to destroy yourself and have self-sabotagery doing stuff like that. Most men, most business people, most people you're interacting with are people like Anton. You have to come to the table with overwhelming leverage to be at that table. Otherwise, you're already lost. You're already on the low end of it. So, in order before you can get to the table, you got to just retract yourself from that interaction, from that world, until you're ready to be in that world. I'm sorry, retract yourself from that world and that interaction unless you're ready to be in that war. So that's the situation when you're messing around with people like Anton Daniels, or people that will have psychosis and psychological makeup to pretty much how he does. So all this weird that people say, man, come on, man, you knew you wanted to start your show and talk about this stuff. Stop capping, acting like it's something else better to do or something else you want to talk about. You want to talk about this. You get what I'm saying? And that's just a man saying, hey, man, let's stop the bullshit. It's so real. It's so black and white right now. Like, let's have it out what's going on here. Let's have it out what's going on here. You know what I mean? And that's why I had to do all that pretty much to get people into context. So if they ever was to review all the different episodes that I did on this interaction, they would see the actual makeup of it, the psychosis, the psychological stuff of it, the black and whiteness of it, the actual decision making of it, and what's the outcome of the action and what people are doing in their communication. Mika, Anton, Corey, the public, and all the other stuff. And as I go, you'll see, because obviously I might have to do another episode on this, but as I go through this, you'll see, like, what's the most common denominator. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm always like freedom of speech. You gotta fight for freedom of speech. Everybody has to, and you just you take your supporters and he takes his supporters and you guys go into the sunset. There was no reason for them to have to keep talking about each other, interacting, but Anton Daniels, he's seen it as some, like, it was liquid cash. It was money. You know what I mean? So he used it. So now he's like, okay, well, you're gonna use my situation and your interaction with me as money. Well, let's put you into the town square then. And he put his whole life, his family and everybody into town square and evaluated him, evaluated his situation to the persona, to the reality that he perceived. And it's not saying that Corey Holcomb's his perspective is accurate. I don't think so at all. But at the same time, it was how he perceived him as a totality subject. Okay? So that's what we're talking about here. So let's let them go.
Forms with hate. But in a month, those same platforms are going to have to figure out what else to talk about once this whole thing dies down. All right. But let me get to exactly what it is that y'all want to talk about. So, of course, I'm familiar. And of course, People were sending it to me yesterday and all of that, right? They were sending me everything that was being said about my daughter and my wife and all of that stuff, right? And so the thing that I try to tell people on a regular basis is this: never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, let your emotions make you make illogical decisions.
That's true.
We are a thinking people now.
Yeah, that's true.
We are evolving. We are
my father used to say, never make a decision under desperation. Because if you do, it's gonna be the wrong decision. You know what I mean? It's like you're too desperate. Don't do nothing. Don't make no decision. Don't do nothing if you're desperate. You get what I'm saying? So don't do that, because that's gonna hurt you overall. You know, so that's how it is when you make an emotional decision. Not what you would have said or done in your right mind, and you don't have control of how you really would have wanted to move or react to something for better outcome. So that's what he's talking about.
No longer subjecting ourselves to the same rules as the streets, as the culture, as the thing that we criticize the most. So I'm going to just say this. I'm not going to make it a long thing. I'm going to be very, very clear, and we're going to move on. I'm not going to address it again. All right. So here's the thing. Since the beginning of time, my number one thing in life, above all, when I made the decision that I wanted to have a kid, and I said that I was only going to have one kid because I wanted to make sure that I poured every single resource that I could into the kid, right? And that is the purest thing that we can do, is that we can take care of our children. Our children are the ones that are our future. Now, I'll give you a little bit of insight for those of you that may not be familiar with my daughter. USA team, at different points throughout the year, she's usually ranked about number 2 or number 3 in the country. Junior Olympian, probably has close to over 325 medals, of which 200 and maybe 80 of them are gold. Has traveled across the world representing our country, and is probably the sweetest soul that I personally know. Now, of course, we can be a little bit biased because all of our kids.
And I'm sure she is, and she's and he's pretty much communicated her accomplishments and what she does, and I'm sure she's an awesome person. No bullshit about that. I'm pretty sure, you know. But a lot of this, even though we kind of enjoyed to kind of hear him talk about his family and the process of his family and how to be a good parent and all that stuff like that, that's all good to communicate, just to kind of have some relativeness to people and everything and be human with people. But at the same time, because he's in such a combative, like, judgmental presentation that he does, his business is criticizing people, judging people, talking about how successful they are or how unsuccessful they are, how dusty. He always say that phrase, dusty. Say, hey, and that's such a disrespectful way to communicate, because to him, anybody that's not making 6 figures or up, you dusty. Well, that's your garbage man. That's your Myers, your Kroger's, your supply store. It's like, through the history of commerce and economic to the United States of America, from the 1880s to now, you had 40, 50, 60-year-olds working in convenience stores, working at the gas station, working at the grocery store, working at fast food restaurants. It's never been a structure in the success of a business. It's ran by young people doing work before they went off to college to become 6-figure company people. That to even think like that is idiotic. And that's Anton's thought process. He may say it's not, but if you see how he articulates himself about leveling up and all that other stuff, it is. But it's not built. Society is not structured or even in the most probable best outcome for the world operation. It's not even that you would even want to favor no one to take a job unless it's a 6-figure. And if you over the age of 30 or so don't even take a job that's not giving you 6 figures or more. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of wild shit. You know, even in my mathematic, I would say to even coexist in this world is sad because you gotta make $300 to $600 a day. You gotta make $37 to $75 an hour in order to be able to coexist, to be able to not get swallowed by people like Anton, people like Blackstone, the government, the and the elitists, and the level up culture, and the psychosis of how people Instagram and all that stuff. To not get swallowed up like that, you're gonna have to make $37 to $75 an hour, $300 to $600 a day. You gotta find a way to do it. You get what I'm saying? And by doing that, and that's each household, you're kind of gonna be able to overcome any of the crazy stuff that you might see, or things that might hit you on a day-to-day basis or in your life or something like that. So Anton Daniels, it's his business to judge people, to criticize people, to pass judgments that sounds ferocious and sensible and a go-getter attitude and motivating at that moment, but in totality of operation and outcome, it is completely devastating to the average person. You get what I'm saying? So when you're in that business of talking and judging and criticizing and making a joke and making a spectacle of people normality lives, then you get the repercussions of what's your weakness? What is your weakness? What is Anton's weakness? It's not his money. It's not his confidence. It's not how he looks. You know what I mean? Everybody will look at me and they always say, like, "There's why you don't get your teeth fixed and everything like that." And I will when I got nothing better to do but sit in a chair and deal with that stuff. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he got his teeth fixed because he had the extra abundance of cash flow. And he had that time to just relax. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing that a lot this year, taking a little breather, because I've been going hardcore for the last 8 years. So it will allow for me to put my hands and my mindset into other stuff. But for him, he's kind of happy who he is. He's happy what his position in life is and how he's moving and everything like that. What is Anton's weakness? You get what I'm saying? His daughter. How his daughter looks. We never thought about nothing like that. I don't know. I never seen her. I would be kind of doing some design or like coding or something. And then I would hear him invite her onto the camera, but I never went to go look at the video to see how she looked. I just kind of listened to the conversation that they were having on panels and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter to me how his daughter looks. You know what I mean? We hold respect for her and all the other stuff. But for him, it's a subconscious, it's a thing that he has consciousness of in the totality of the situation of how he looks at women, how he judges people, how he wants the people around him, how he wants his panelists to look. And it's the standard that he has. So he got an understanding of what, like, that situation may fare in the totality of the world. So in that situation, or in America, so in that situation, he has a subconscious thing about it, and he has put a premise and a structure and a guideline subconsciously there from his super chats to his Patreon members to the public. And for me, I didn't catch on to it. I really didn't catch on to it to Corey Holcomb did this crazy stuff. I just didn't think of it. I just like I had an ideal of how his daughter looked, but I didn't kind of look at it like, I don't know. I just didn't think of that like it would be presented like that. Cause I didn't know how she looked. I really didn't. That was the first time I technically listened to him for 2.5 years. And I'm telling you, I will always be doing code or designing or editing or doing something where I'm listening to the podcast. I'm not really watching it. You know what I mean? And I would hear her come into the room, and he'd tell her to come to the camera, and he'd tell her to say hi and all that stuff like that. And he would show her coming into the room and all that stuff. But I didn't really pay attention to it. I just didn't, never, I'm telling you. And I remember multiple various of times that he'd done it. And I just didn't think of to look at the thing. So once the Corey Holcomb situation came, it was like a spotlight shined on her. It was like a spotlight shined on her because I'm like, man, I just didn't pay attention to it like that. And now that Corey sent all these fucking really, really good lines and jokes and crazy dialogue, it's the way that Anton speaks. He's very raw and he's very dogmatic about his jokes and what he says and the communication that they have about women and relationships and different stuff like that. And it's just like, it's very raw. So for me, it was a funny comedian rawness to a situation that bird's eye view right on to Anton. And I'm like, holy shit, I didn't really think of it in that manner. I just thought it was funny, and it was just like a hell of a wild low blow. So in the scheme of it all, it's such a environment of like internet free speech. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's just free speech. It's the rawness of comedians and people doing dialogues and communicating and explicit content from hip hop and comedy shows and rated R movies and salacious books, and the terminology of bringing rawness into our vernacular, into our ingest of communication. So that's how I looked at it. You get what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm saying that is because his weakness is that thing that he can't change and he can't talk about, and he don't want to really put it as a prominence to how to judge his family and his daughter and stuff like that. But when you put yourself in town square, when you put yourself out there, when you doing so much wild, combative, bombastic personality, you can't say where the line would be. He even brought that up. He said, you can't tell me how to respond to an insult. You say that I kissed the white man's ass, then okay, I'll take it to hell. That's what he said. That's what Anton said. So he said, well, you suck the dick of black people and stuff like that. And so he took it to the farthest situation, such a aggressive situation. Corey Holcomb let him go on a tour through all the major platforms, at least some really good high profile platforms under the YouTube umbrella of podcasting, and doing like inner city podcasting and all that stuff, and the black content and stuff like that. He was able to go through everywhere, a lot of different places, and voice his opinion on it. Corey, he's in Vegas doing some comedy show, and he's seeing this. He's seeing all this. He's seeing the posting. He's seeing all the commentary. He's seeing the people doing reaction videos, and he's not saying nothing because he can't do both of them. He's got 3-4 days that he got to do this stuff. So he's got to stay focused on his comedy shows that he's doing. And then his Tuesday show come, He's responds with what I just got through playing you guys. And now Anton's responding to that. War, everything is fair in war. You know what I'm saying? Except
to us. Those
getting the government to take a side on freedom of speech that you don't like. That ain't fair. That ain't the way stuff's supposed to go.
Those of us that are in our kids' lives and that are participating in our children's lives. But a very, very accomplished minor child, meaning that she's still a child. And one of the things that I tell my daughter every single day is that I want you to stay in a child's place. I never want you to grow up too fast.
Yeah, don't bring her on the camera. Don't say her name. Don't say nothing about her. That helps her stay out of this stuff. Don't talk about your wife. Don't bring your wife on the camera. Don't do none of that stuff. It's not. Once you bring them into the world, people, you like, no matter if she's a minor, you tell her, say hi to the crowd, say hi to the chat, say hi to the panel. When she does that, anybody on that panel, anybody in the chat, anybody watching it has the right to say how they feel she looks or how they judging her to look. It's tasteless. It's ridiculous. It's shameful, but they have the freedom to do it. You ingested this person into the public. You put her, even her accomplishment, even if you're a proud dad and you wanted to show her martial art accomplishments, her championship for the American, and you put that stuff out there, you put her in the limelight. You put her out there to be judged. Now she's been judged. You can't decide that people can't judge your family and people you put in the limelight. That's the deadly thing about social media. That's why I say I hate Facebook. I hate all that stuff. Why? Because now if the more you start to collaborate with the society on Facebook, you could talk to my mother. I don't want you talking to my mother. I want you interacting with my mother. So you gotta be careful who you or your friend. What it means that you can interact with my mother. You can interact with my father. You can interact with my brothers, my sisters. I don't want you fucking with my family like that or interacting with my family like that. You're just some supporter. You're just some person I worked with. It's just ridiculous. That's what. So people that are in my Facebook, there are people that I'm connected to. Like I want a future with. I want to interact with these people. And some if I'm not interacting with them now, I want to interact with them in the future. Those are people. That's why I don't mess around with that stuff. Instagram, all the other platforms, you can just get random people to come in. But for me, I advise people, if you put people on your platform, if you put people out there that are sacred to you, now they're subjects of the public. Now they're ours. They're societies. And they're at the whim of us, especially in verbal and communication and podcasting and super chats and, you know what I mean, and interviews and commentaries and reaction videos and all that stuff. It's all fair. All fair. So I don't want to hear about, oh, she's a minor. Ain't nobody did no essay to your daughter. Stop. That's ridiculous. He's a fucking idiot by mentioning your daughter and mentioning your wife and bringing that up. He's an ignorant, wild guy, but he has every right and the freedom to do it. You get what I'm saying? Yes, we have a corrupt judicial system that might actually allow you to sue him. But you brought her into the public. You put her into the lion's den. You put her out there into public to be analyzed. People talk about If Tom Cruise's daughter Siri was not attractive, he probably would have found out about it, heard comments about it, and all kind of stuff. And all the other people that might fall into that scenario or anything. I'm not saying she's not attractive. I'm saying that's what Corey said. I'm saying he gets to say whatever he wants once she's out there. Once he's able to go on the internet and grab her photo. He didn't steal her photo. It's an imagery. Search. Why? Because you posted it. Somebody posted it in your camp or your family or something like that. And it sucks. It really does. But this is the consequences of being a great and successful winner like you are. This is the consequences. And it's the actual medium that you're in. You're in imagery and judging the people's family and kids and all the other stuff. You're in that business if you didn't know that. Why? Because you're coming on screen, you're looking at the camera, you're talking to the camera, and you're saying like all this narrative about like the social dynamics and relationships and family and mindset of Christianity and all this other stuff. The judgmental things that you're doing, you put it as a conversation piece and a possibility conversation piece to the structure and the context of content and communication that you put online. So that's why I want to be very clear. I understand how you feel about it, and it's terrible. And I hope she's very strong. I won't say her name because I want you to try to keep her out of this stuff. But she's I'm telling you, to be an Olympian, to be an accomplished martial artist, they teach you in martial arts discipline and psychological mindset and structure and how to keep behavior and your behavior intact. Martial arts tells you about self-regulation. It's one of the major things they teach you about in martial arts. I know I'm a big proponent of it. I'm a background. I got it's heavy in my family. Martial arts. So it comes with the structure of telling you how to self-regulate, how to get control of your mind and your faculties and carry on and get outcome to what you need to, how you need to execute. So for you to sit here and say that she can't even get past this, which you should have set her down a long time ago and told her you can't get criticized any day, because I'm out there talking big shit. I'm running my mouth galore. You at any time they can put you guys on podcasts, on postings and everything, and they can judge y'all. So this is crazy for you to act like, oh, nobody ever said anything about my daughter. Nobody ever said anything about my wife. I'm pretty sure they have. And if they scrub it, you're gonna sue all the other super chat members and all the other people that have done posts about your family and said some crazy stuff that is out there that people have communicated this, did it in super chats and stuff like that. Are you gonna go sue all those people? No, you're not. So that means you got no grounds for this. This is stupid. And for you to spend weeks and a month, going into a month, trying to act like you got some grounds for somebody bringing your work home to your doorstep. It's ridiculous. It really is. I don't know why you did this. I don't know why you taking this stance. I got respect for you. I love what you do. I love what you're trying to build and everything, but this is crazy. This is crazy.
I never want you to be out here doing things that you're not supposed to do because you have an expectation on your life. And so the thing that I've always done is try to protect my daughter against the world, from the world. And what this has shown me is that eventually all of our children, and she is still a child because she is an underage child, all of our children eventually
And he's saying that to be like a key. He's trying to key it psychologically. And it's like what the liberals do, and it's what like women do and stuff like that. They got these phrases and these key phrases, and it's like if you go to like liberals and all they commentaries and person says they you know, they'll say a phrase that's they all kind of know when you're doing commentary, say it like this, communicate it like this, and it gives like this constant narrative that is repetitiously put into the mind of the people, and it works. So he decided to use the tactics of the feminist movement and the liberal psychological media warfare, the CIA tactics of self-destruction within inside. He decided to do this in the narrative of, oh, she is a minor, she's underage, and blah 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 blah. If I'm not mistaken, you said 2 more months from now she's 18. I don't think that's fair for Corey to attack her, but at the same time, come on, man. Can we get some stable of reality going here, and come out of this crazy stuff? But I think it's too late. Like I said in 2015, I said that Donald Trump is fighting for a country that's dead. I said that in 2015. I don't know why he's doing this to his life. I don't know why he would give up his life and deal with politics and mess up the way that he could do business and magnify his business and stuff like that. I don't know why he's doing it, because he's fighting for a country that's dead. Fast forward to now, don't you see how dead it is? How vapid it is. You get what I'm saying? And then you see like people come on the internet, they talk about the manosphere and they talk about like this feminist movement and the court, the divorce courts and stuff like that, and child support procedures and all this stuff, and they try to do advocacy for it, but you're just as bad as them. You're doing the same stuff that they're doing. They're using the power that they have to put a person into court proceedings in something that like is people's judgment and things that they have inflicted on themselves. And that's how I see it. And it's not about me being anti Anton Daniels. It's just about, don't fuck with freedom of speech under no circumstance. Don't fuck with it. If you do, all I can do is come online, give a detailed analysis of you're not, and I already know, you said it already, that you're not an advocate for freedom of speech. You don't care about that. You care about the bag. You care about the end results. You're not here on no crusade and all the other shit. I get it. But you're on the other side of the table when it comes to freedom of speech. And I'm just saying, yeah, we got shitty statutes and illegal laws and stuff, illegal laws. And yeah, you could use that you could use a corrupt system against Corey Holcomb and probably win, but you're just part of the problem, and you could never have credibility of being a principle, honorable, ethics, and freedom fighter. You can't. That's it. It's just the way it is.
Actually, we'll have to see how ugly the world is.
And it is
all
very ugly. They all
regardless of how we feel,
regardless
of what happens, all of our children will have to seek, we'll have to see what the world is.
Absolutely. Well, and she knew it. She knows it. And I think she's strong and she can handle it. And this is just like, it's not going to be the only time she got to handle something so distasteful coming from the public or people or something like that. But I think she's strong. I think she's a warrior for the time she's going into. You're weakening her. You're weakening her for your persona or your money bag chasing to try to get a bag from suing Corey to take the little money you feel like he ain't got that much money, but you feel like you want to take what he do got. You get what I'm saying? So that may be good for you, but it's definitely destroys your credibility. Definitely does.
We as parents are supposed to do is protect them as long as possible.
And
as
yes,
long as possible.
I know my criticism, and I'll stopping it. My criticism puts me in a situation. I said it on previous episodes. A few years ago, I remember reaching out to Anton to try to see if he wanted to invest in what I was going on in my media and production for my films and stuff like that. And I was in a financial crunch in my whole life, pretty much, because I gave everything to get those movies done, pretty much shot and everything, and I just needed to be able to isolate and get into an editing session on 6 films, and I had to go out and try to crowdfund and get money from different people, and end up have to fund everything myself, but I did reach out to Anton. He turned me down and stuff, and obviously I'm pretty sure he kind of knows, came in contact with some shady people in Michigan doing film and stuff, and didn't want to put his hands in it or something. I don't know. But I don't say that. I don't say none of this because of that, because I always look at it. If I win, sooner or later we'll come into contact with each other and maybe we could do something bigger. You get what I'm saying? That's how I kind of seen it. But I know by me doing this commentary, that's gonna make it where that's not even possible. But for me, I'm okay with that. The path that I see going forward, I'm pretty good. You know what I mean? But also, I can't. Individual Perspective is about the truth. Individual Perspective Podcast is about the truth. All that matters is the truth. That people even know how to chase it down in different scenarios and different topics and stuff like that. And I'm using your situation as an example to show people what they got to have, the sporadic method, and they have to actually process what's the meat and what's the bone, and eat the meat and spit out the bones. They got to know how to do that. And I can't do it by staying favorable to a context that's should not have favorability to it.
And so they have to see what the world does, right? So this is what I'm going to say. My focus right now, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into the show. My focus right now is trying to figure out the psychological damage, impact, and trauma that has been done to my daughter. I pulling her out of school, early therapy, making sure that she is protected, trying to see what the fallout will be as far as her having to be removed from some of her competitions because of a lot of different things, including online bullying and psychological damage. There's a lot of fallout from what happens to my daughter's life because she is so accomplished. She has some of the greatest schools in the United States of America that has been seeking her out, scholarships, looking for her to join the team. She is on track to be a United States Olympian. She was supposed to be possibly in the next Olympics.
Well, I hope that she still does. Don't let this stuff. This is stupid banter. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody acting like everybody can't hear if they're not like. Look, everybody's not Denzel. Everybody's not Beyonce. Everybody's not Ariana Grande or Pam Grier in her 20s. You get what I'm saying? Everybody not like Michael B. Jordan, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and all that stuff. Everybody not like that. And I'm pretty sure you see a lot of, especially you guys in your high economic situation in the community, you see very attractive people, white, black, mixed, Indians, Asians, all that. I know it. I live in this area. I know they're all around. Very attractive people. And you kind of know where you stand in verses and looks and stuff. So to make it look like there's no self-evaluation or communication about your standing in the dynamics of the what they call that you know, it's when you care about nothing but looks and stuff. You know what I mean? In the totality of that, you kind of know where you are. You know what I mean? When you're kind of a vapid, all you care about is looks and the appearance of things and all that stuff like that. It's just, you know it. So hopefully none of this stuff diverts her from the warrior that she is and the path that she needs to stay focused on, because it's not her place to allow stupid, mundane stuff to break her from the mission that she seeked out. That's the mission she seeked out. She must accomplish that goal because that's the plan and the goal that she structured. If your goal was never to be criticized about how your look is, you're going to fail in that at any given moment. And you should not succeed in that. You don't deserve to succeed in that. You don't deserve to succeed where nobody criticizes your looks. You don't have the right to tell the world and the population of people what they could say about your looks and who you are and all that stuff. You don't have the right for that. But to become an Olympian and win, you absolutely have the decision factor in that. And if you let something like this, somebody criticizing your looks, stop you from doing the tasks that you seeked out and that you actually have to actually have an outcome to, and at the least attempt an execution of that, it's ridiculous. I don't want to hear this. It's stupid. Stupid conversation to even have that. Oh, I don't know if she's gonna be Olympic. I don't think she can stay focused. I don't think she can get in a ring with somebody and not think about somebody calling her unattractive or something while she's in the ring. That comes to her head, and somebody could kick her in the face because she was thinking about that instead of actually focusing on her opponent. That's fucking retarded. It's stupid. And I would not exalt her to say that she don't know how to keep her mindset. And she done it 100 times. Thousands of times. This is stupid.
And I don't know how damaging this is to her psyche.
Well, that's ridiculous. What did you do to her? What did you do to her that something like this could damage her psyche? She's 17 years old. Ain't no way in hell she went through the whole damn middle school, high school, not seeing pretty white girls, pretty light-skinned girls, and all this stuff, the people that's on TV and all this crazy stuff. Like, come on, man. This is stupid. To even have this conversation on the internet, it's ridiculous. That her mindset is completely destroyed. That she's broken with pride and focus and determination because she was like safe in a bubble that nobody gave her any kind of inclination that she was not the prettiest girl in the school. You gotta be shitting me. How dare you come on this camera and say that stuff and talk like this? You wouldn't even tell your actual Patreon, the bag chasers, to ever be in the mind frame like this with their family, with their kids, with how they raised. This is crazy. to say that she's that fragile?
I don't know. Who knows? This can be a
How do you not know?
Lifetime of damage. We don't know what butterfly effect things that we do to our children. And the one thing that
I'm glad you say the things that you did to your children, because it is your fault. Don't get in the arena of communication and judgment and evaluation, because that's what that is. Don't get in the arena if you don't want to take that evaluation.
most fathers, black fathers, try to do is they try to make sure that their children are protected.
White fathers try to make sure their children are protected. Asian fathers try to make sure that their children are protected. Indian fathers, Arabic fathers, Native American fathers, Native Indian, all African fathers try to make sure that their daughters are protected. All demographics try to make sure that their daughter. Don't say that black shit. Coding. What are you doing? What are you talking? You know what? I'm going to stop this right down and we're going to separate this because obviously he's got about 40 minutes of this weird shit. And then he's taking breaks and going to the news coverage. And then he's talking about some more shit. And then he's going to answer talk about some stuff. So I got to isolate this because obviously I'm losing my shit as I'm talking about it. Okay. And I'm not handling it well. And I'm kind of actually going into context and communication different than I even wanted to do. This is wild stuff. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually end this. Hit the likes, hit the chats, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, hit the follow button. In addition to that, please, I'm building a panel. I got my email in the description area. individualperspectivepodcast@gmail.com. individualperspectivepodcast@gmail.com. Give me your emails, and I'll send a link to you or talk to you guys and send a link to you for the panel, and we can go at it. Unlimited. So I won't be the only person up here. I don't mind. I love doing my own commentary on stuff, but I don't mind people joining in. Anton, I know. I blackballed myself. I'm sorry. I apologize. So, but we're going to go a little bit more detail into this. And I'll pick up where we left off at. So, guys, look. This is Individual Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Daris D. McKinney. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Please. You gotta turn it up. We gotta get the eyeballs on this. I'll see you guys on the next one.